This morning I visited the Fujifilm Experience store in Covent Garden to find out all about the brand new X100V. The newest in their lineup of cameras that started in 2010 with the X100 has some real improvements over its predecessor. And actually it's looking like it could be a step up no matter where you are in the X100 series of cameras. So let's take a look at what's new about this model. The X100V is the 5th generation of the Fuji X100 lineup. The X100 started in 2010 and it was the first X series camera from Fuji. With an aluminium top plate and bottom plate, it's built to be sturdy and its flattened shape looks and feels really solid. The entire camera does have weather sealing, however, we can't say it's weather resistant because the lens isn't internally focusing, so that bit isn't sealed. However, if you stick on the filter adapter and a little protection filter on there, it will then be weather sealed, so make sure you do that so you can encounter all of the typical British weather with the X100V and not have any worries. The X100 has always predominantly been a street camera, but one of the biggest problems was you couldn't really shoot from the hip, whereas now we have a tilt screen means you can shoot from the hip. And earlier today, before I met up with George, I quickly snuck out of the Fujifilm store, stuck this on Autofocus and just stood in the street with it on electronic shutter. No one could hear I was shooting, I wasn't intrusive, I wasn't in anyone's face, and I could just sit with the screen out, and it would pick up people's faces. You could do some really nice street photography with it. And I can imagine if you're away on holiday with the family, or you've got a friends gathering or something like that, you can take some really beautiful shots without being the photographer who's in everyone's face with a massive camera all the time. And that's what I love about the X100 series. You get the quality without the intrusiveness. And that eye autofocus is actually really impressive. When I was using it earlier, it was locking on from so far away, and it wasn't just the face, it was the actual eye every time. So I was impressed at how accurate that was. And I can imagine that if you're doing something where you don't want to be intrusive, but you want that autofocus to be locking on, and instead of having to keep it to your eye and making sure you're in line with someone, if you can just shoot from the hip and rely on that camera to pick up someone's eye, that makes things so much easier. And also, this is actually coming out with incredible eye autofocus, better than what the X-T3 originally came out with. Now, Fuji, as we know, are great with their firmware updates, so they have updated the X-T3 to be in line with this. But to know that this has, the same autofocus capability as something as high as the X-T3 just shows you how good it is. And it means they're the perfect sort of duo if you're running the X-T3 maybe as your wedding camera, your main wedding camera, and you want something on the other arm to just pick up and shoot with quickly. This could be a perfect sidearm for you. Really like that I can either move the AF point with that joystick or with the screen. It makes it really easy to use, and sometimes I don't like those screen autofocus movements, but this seems really responsive, so I'm really happy to use that. I am loving this new locked up ISO ring. It was one of my least favourite things on all of the Fujis. I know loads of people like it, but when you had to pull it up and move it about, the amount of times I've made mistakes with it, and it was awkward. Now with this locked up ring that you can just leave up, move the ISO back and forth and then lock it back down, so much nicer to use. Now we've come into this corridor which is a little bit darker, I'm going to have to ramp up the ISO a little bit, but that's not a problem for the X100V because inside this camera's basically an X Pro 3. We've got an X-Trans 4 CMOS sensor, which is 26 megapixels, so a lot of detail being captured there, and it's got an X processor 4 too, so it can handle those high ISOs. I'm going to pop the ISO at 3200 here. F2, so minimum aperture for the lens, so it's where you'd expect it to be softest, and a shutter speed of 200. And let's just see how sharp this is. This image in the middle and also in the corners. Looks pretty good to me, even right in that corner. It's pretty detailed. Apart from the sensor, the most important thing with the X100s is this right here, the lens. And for the last 10 years, we've had the same lens on the X100 series, which is a 23mm f2. But on this lens, there's something a little different, and it's right here. It's very important. It's a 23mm f2 Mark II. They've updated the lens. There's now 2 aspherical elements in there, and you also have a 4-stop ND as opposed to the 3-stop ND we had before. And this is basically designed so that it can have a resolving power for greater megapixel sensors. The original X100 had a far lower megapixel count, and then it went up and up and up, and the lens didn't change. And I felt that on maybe the last couple of X100s, it was definitely pushing the lens to the maximum that it could really resolve. Whereas with this, we've got 26 megapixel sensor now, so the most we've seen in the X100 series, but this lens is designed to take that. So we are seeing really nice image quality come through this, in the middle and to the corners. You know, I've been shooting with this now for a couple of hours, and I've actually only lost 2 bars of battery, which is pretty impressive, because inside we do still have, all Fuji people will be very pleased to see, an MPW126. So for the people out there with hundreds of spare batteries that you've probably gathered over the years, you don't need to get different ones. But with the new processor inside, the battery works a little bit more economically. So we've got 480 shots CEPA rated, the X100V. And remember, a CEPA rating means the camera is off, it's turned on, it takes 1 shot, that shot is previewed for 2 seconds, the camera's shut off again. And it does that 480 times. So if you're just shooting in a normal circumstance with the camera on, not previewing every single time, then it probably means you'll get a few more shots than that anyway. Although I don't think anyone's probably going to buy this camera for movie, you can shoot 4K, well, 30p, 29.97p, 25p. You can shoot DCI at 17:9. You can shoot full HD as well, up to 60p. 50p if you're shooting PAL, but you can also do high speed record. Now it does shoot 50p, but it looks like you've shot 120 frames per second, so about 4 times slow motion. And if you do want to apply some sort of grading in camera, you can pop down into the Eterna film simulation mode, which is very popular with Fuji users, or of course you can go down and shoot in F-Log, giving you loads of dynamic range to grade from. There is a lot to love about this new X100V. That tilt screen, the newly designed lens, the Mark II, which allows you to use all the power of that 26 megapixel X-Trans 4 CMOS sensor. It's going to be a really popular model because there is quite a big upgrade over the predecessor. But if you want to know more about the X100V, you can of course pop onto the website. There's loads of information on there. Give us a call, send us an email, pop into any of our stores and speak to our expert staff. Or of course put a comment here and we'll try our best to get back to you with all the information that you could need. Right now I've got to take this back to the Fujifilm House of Photography, but I think I'll probably be picking one up in the future. Thanks for watching.